So, as you can see, I just logged back onto the game, being Wuwa, and unfortunately today I am going to be making another video where I criticize a part of the Annie. So if you don't want to watch any more of my videos on this stuff, I fully understand. Just click off. I'm warning you now. I will be criticizing this game because they did something that I didn't even realize. Like they did. Like I didn't realize this until just now, and I was on the Reddit. I saw this complaint, and it's just like, wow, man. Like this has to be one of the worst gacha anniversaries in quite a while, right? So what am I talking about? Well, it's the first anniversary now, and it's about this Gilded Nightmarket. Now it lasts the entirety of this anniversary patch, so for most people this won't be an issue, right? If you are pulling for basically any of the reran characters, this won't really be an issue for you at all. You should be able to get basically everything, right? However, if you guys didn't know, you have to pull to get the Radiant Tides on this market. Now it doesn't show up for me because I've already pulled a lot, so I've already unlocked the ability to get these pulls. But if you're someone who hasn't pulled yet, I believe it says something like you need to get 2200 tokens, Nightmarket tokens, to unlock these 5 limited pulls. And you can get a lot of these tokens. However, the main way to get these tokens is this. It is convening on banners. You get 400 for every 40 and 400 for every 40 again on the weapon banner. So you can do these activity tasks and you can do other stuff, but it won't be enough to access these 5 pulls. And if what people are saying on Reddit is true, it's not even enough, I think, to get these 3 or 2 pulls, one of the two. You need to at least do a few pulls to unlock the second one, and then you need to do a lot more pulls for the extra tokens to unlock being able to buy these 5, right? So if you don't want to pull on this anniversary at all, which is completely understandable, for anyone who already has a lot of characters and aren't really interested in Zanny, you're probably more so looking at Cartethia, right, and Chacona and all that stuff. If you skip this patch without pulling anything, you are missing out on around 8 pulls, and even if you pull a little bit, you still are missing out on 5 pulls and need to pull significantly more, right? So I don't know what Kuro is doing at this point, right? This is so stupid. And I haven't even yet mentioned the fact that we have, where is it? This 22 days and 12 hours, it unlocks a 10 pull for the character banner, and Zanny's banner is gone on the exact same date. You have a 3-hour time frame to claim those pulls and use it on whichever character you want to pull for on the first phase, which specifically for Zanny and Phoebe, with how big of a difference it makes with these two on the team versus not on the team, it's stupid, right? It's so stupid. And to make it even worse, apparently the North American servers, which is what I'm on right now, are the only servers who even have that 3-hour time frame. Every other server can't claim those 10 pulls before this banner disappears. It's on the second phase. So not only are you missing 10 pulls until the second phase, but if you don't pull for the first phase, you're missing, if you don't pull during this patch, you're missing out on up to 8 limited pulls. This is so stupid, right? And before people start going, oh, this Annie has already been super generous, I'm going to put up the bookkeeping documents for the pulls per patch for Wuwa on the screen right now, and you will see this patch is nothing special. Nothing special at all, while having 10 rerun banners and having this Zanny Phoebe situation that is likely also going to apply to Cartethia and Chacona, unfortunately. Now, you don't have to care about this, right? I fully understand that. You don't have to give a shit about anything I'm saying. Just enjoy the game, right? If you don't care about this, you already have a bunch of characters. You don't care to pull for anyone. This doesn't affect you. I understand that, right? However, I want to make this video for the people who are either saving or have to deal with this bullshit of the 10 limited pulls literally barely after Zanny's phase, unless you're in North America. North America is the only server that has that 3-hour time frame to pull for Zanny's banner with those 10 character banner pulls. So that's all I wanted to say, making a quick video on this, because man, it just, I don't get how it keeps getting worse. It just doesn't make any sense to me. How does it keep getting worse every single time? And I'd like to add, my personal experience with this anniversary has been quite boring. I understand that's personal. However, a lot of people are saying, oh, look at the events. The events are so hype. This is going to be a super fun anniversary because there's so many fun events. However, the Cube event is honestly like boring. Like, it is quite boring, although, you know, semi, you know, cool and cute, I guess. However, I just am not interested in it at all, and I just find myself completely bored out of my mind. Now, I will say, probably the number one thing I can thank this anniversary for, although I still would have preferred substats instead, is the main stat echo changer. That shit, bro, I had the worst luck yesterday, and it took me like 25 crit rate Ikes to finally get a crit rate Ikes with some decent substats that aren't just, you know, 1 crit stat or 2 crit stats and every other substat is garbage, right? I spent 2 hours farming this Nightmare Ikes yesterday. It was so fucking annoying. I was saved by the main stat changers by a long shot, right? So these main stat changers aren't bad, but once again, right? Once again, a lot of these main stat changers, I believe, are locked here. Yeah, 5 main stat changers are locked behind this as well. So, hey, you know, it is what it is. If you're pulling, this doesn't really affect you. If you're not pulling, it 100% affects you. You're losing out on like 5 to 8 pulls. I'd recommend people out there just put in like 20 pulls. Hope you don't get in early or waste your guaranteers. I know this sounds so stupid, right? The fact you even I have to like justify it this way, but there really is no other option. It's either you miss out on those 5 to 8 pulls if you're not pulling, or you pull a little bit, take your chances, hope you don't waste like a guarantee if you have one, or too much pity, and you just get, you know, those extra 8 character banner pulls. I love you all. Hope you have a great day. Hope you have a great night. Hey, hey El Kuro, right? Peace.